Hi everyone. So we are back, and this is the first official session of International Women in Business Summit. And we are here today with Angela. I am really thrilled to invite Angela for this session. She is tuning in from Australia. So it's a huge time difference, probably the biggest time difference that we have with the speaker. Welcome back. I hope you're able to all come back and join the session from the last session. Angela, welcome.
Thank you. So excited to be here with you. What a privilege.
Thank you. I am so thrilled. I'm so glad that you're one of the first speakers. So today we're going to talk about, we'll be talking about the financial freedom and how to really be intuitive with your passion, with your business, and be connected with the financial freedom of your business. So Angela has got an amazing talk prepared for you, and I hope you all really enjoy it. So Angela is an intuitive women coach and a mentor, and I'm really excited to introduce you. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself. And yeah.
Well, I am, like I said, I know I already said it, but I'm so excited to be here. And, I am so thrilled to be actually opening this summit and being the first speaker. And that's because, a Women in Business Summit is something where women come together because we want to expand our businesses, we want to grow our businesses, and we want to be able to create wealth. And we want our businesses to be profitable. And I'm so excited to be able to set the scene for this summit. So it's a real privilege. So I thought I might just tell you a little bit about myself. I am Australian. You can probably hear the accent. I started in business many years ago. I found in 2001 that I found myself as a single mum with two little kids, and I needed to be able to create money from nowhere, really. Overnight, I had two little kids, a suitcase of clothes for 2 weeks, and that was it. And it was quite a journey. I'd never really learnt about money. It's not taught in school. We start businesses because we're passionate about something and we want to deliver a service, or we want to, be of service to the world in some way, but we're not taught how to make things profitable or how money works. And so that was quite a journey for me. I, ended up studying. I read every book I could find on money and wealth and business and how to make it work. And, I was so passionate about it that I ended up studying. So I have a degree in financial services. And I worked with business owners, I worked with financial planners, I worked in the investing space, and helping people through a number of different avenues start to create wealth. And here's what I learned. If you are trying to create wealth or grow a business and you are doing it purely from a natural perspective of working hard, getting marketing happening, getting out there into the world, providing great customer service, all of that is great and it's amazing. But if you are not aligning what you're doing with the spiritual laws of creating wealth and money, it's hard work. And I don't know how many of you ladies on here, if I asked you the question, how many of you find business hard? How many of you find creating wealth hard? If that's you, just pop a little note in the comment. You can chat to me. This is going to be totally interactive as we're going. So you can ask questions, you can pop things in the comments, we'll be able to see it and I'll be able to respond to you as we go. So sometimes what we find is that business just becomes hard work, okay? And making money becomes hard and we get exhausted because as women, what happens when we do hard, we end up switching into masculine energy, okay, rather than feminine energy. Feminine energy is all around receiving, it's all around intuitive action, not mapping out a plan on what we have to do, but it's all about taking inspired action. When that moment of inspiration hits and we go, I need to do this. And so often we run straight past that. And, we end up going back to our to-do list because as women, we're juggling a million different things. And so that's what I want to talk about today, is how we can make it easy, how we can create wealth effortlessly.
Yeah.
And that happens when we combine the natural aspects of business, which is all around what we do. We have to step into masculine energy to get things done. We can't just sit here and just, I'm going to receive and money's going to fall in my lap.
Of
We
course,
have
but
to do
I think it's also about the mindset, isn't it?
yeah.
Before we set up this summit, I was saying to myself, let's make this easy. It doesn't have to be hard.
Yeah,
Yes, we're trying
absolutely.
to make an impact. Yes, we're trying to reach as many
Mm,
women around the world as possible. And we have
yeah,
so many speakers, but it doesn't have to be difficult. And I think
yeah,
it comes back to the mindset and how you look at things. And the
absolutely.
lady is commenting right now is saying,
Mm,
Laura saying, yes, I'm working extremely hard and long hours, but not making much money or consistent money. So I think that's quite a common issue with um, working for yourself and starting out a business and not being able to make that consistent money. And all of us
yeah,
work so hard
yeah,
to make it work. But I hope you can share with us of how can we change that, and things doesn't have
yeah.
to be so difficult, isn't it? So how can we make it easy?
How do we do that? So how do we do that? Okay. So here's the thing. Money is energy. Okay. And we live in a universe where everything flows effortlessly. Okay. The rain falls effortlessly from the clouds. The trees grow effortlessly. You don't have to stand beside a tree and say, grow, you have to grow now and you've got one more month. It happens effortlessly because, everything is flowing. And wealth is the natural flow of the universe. Okay. So if money and wealth and your business is not flowing naturally and effortlessly, the question we need to ask is, what is blocking it? Because when our energy matches the energy of wealth and money and opportunity and effortless ease and flow, when we're in that vibration, that's when things happen effortlessly. And we can probably all remember a time where we felt really happy. We were just on a roll. Life was happening. It was effortless. And somehow opportunity just appeared from nowhere and landed in our lap. Okay. That's because our energy and our vibration is matching the natural flow of the universe. So then if that's not happening on a consistent basis, the question is, what is actually blocking that? Okay, and these are the things that we need to work in, and one of those is absolutely mindset. What is your mindset around money? What was your parents' mindset around money?
Yeah.
What were some of the words that they used to say when you were a child growing up? Because a lot of our beliefs around money and wealth and business have been inputted into us when we were really young. For example, my parents would always say, money doesn't grow on trees, you know, what that did was it created a mindset in me that money was hard to come by. It wasn't easy. It's not just there. It's not abundant. It's scarce. It's hard to get, and it's even harder to hang on to. So you had to guard it and hang on to it, and that's not how money works. All right. So we need to be looking at our mindset. What do we believe about money? Do we believe money is good? Or do we believe money is not good? Do we believe money is bad? Do we believe too much money is bad? I had a Christian upbringing when I was young, and what got thrown around a lot was money is the root of all evil. So that put a mindset in me that to desire money was bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't good. And here's the thing about money. Money is neither good nor bad. It's completely neutral.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not good, it's not bad. It's what we choose to do with money and the motives of our heart when we have money that decides whether that gets used for good or bad. Okay, so money is abundant, it is there for you. It's our mindset, that often blocks that from coming to us, and our beliefs around money as well.
I think
You know?
many times our families
Yes.
instill these beliefs that subconsciously carries on over and carries
Mhm.
on into our business, into our personal life, and that mindset of this being difficult and not attainable in some cases. So I think
Yeah.
it definitely starts with looking at those mindsets and blocks
Mm.
that do come our
Yeah.
way and sort of prevents us from moving forward.
Yeah.
Kate just said, just asked, it's often the idea that you need money to make money. For example, paying for childcare equipment, and a lot of women feel like they are in a catch-22.
Yeah.
You, a
Yeah.
mother, a single mother with two kids, and you had this situation where it was really, do I work on my business or pay for groceries? So how did you deal with that situation?
Well, see, here's the thing. If we take that, for example, and we're talking about mindset and we're talking about the blocks that we have that we need to remove in order to open ourselves up for abundant wealth, the things that I look at with that statement, you know, some of the things that we believe and that I believed as well as a single mum with two kids, right? My kids were 7 and 3, all
Mm-hmm.
right? They were little. Some of the things that I look at in that statement is paying for childcare equipment, and a lot of women feel like they're in a catch-22. Well, you're believing you're in a catch-22. Your mindset is saying, I can't have money and wealth flowing to me because all my money's going here.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, money can flow to you from anywhere. I have, had times where money's been blocked. And all of a sudden I started to journal and I started to work into my mindset and what I was thinking and what I was believing. See, and that work shifted it. It's about we've got to do the work on ourselves. And when we believe a certain thing, so if we have a mindset that says I can't make money unless I've got money, that's a mindset. That's a belief. You want to trace that back and be absolutely compassionate and kind with yourself. Because when we're in a space of judgment of ourselves, we cannot be loving and kind to ourselves. All right? And that will inhibit us going to the place where we do the inner work. So when we look at that situation, we need to say, where did that come from? And just be objective. Why is it that I believe that I have to have money to make money? And when we trace it back, lovingly, we'll hear our soul talk to us. And our soul will tell us where that came from. And it may be that's what our parents put into us. Maybe they had a mindset around money that only the rich get wealthy, and only the rich create wealth, and it's lucky for them because they've got money so they can make it. That's just a belief in our mindset that says, I can't make money unless I've got money. When
Mm.
we shift that belief and understand that the abundance is available to us right now, opportunity can come to you right now. A check can come in the mail to you right now. All right. And it's not all about this woo-woo stuff, but it can come in the mail. I've had clients that had experiences around a bank ringing them because they'd miscalculated their insurance and suddenly they get $1,000 put back into the bank.
Yeah.
Or someone owed them money and decided to pay it. Or suddenly they've been waiting for months and a tax refund check comes in the mail. Or they miscalculated something and money's owed to them. Or they find, a dress in the cupboard with the receipt there that they've never worn and they just forgot about it and they take it back and get the money back. There is an abundance of places that money can come to you from. Okay? It's about your mindset. And then when that money comes, what you do with it is the next step. Okay? Because you will choose to do with your money based on your belief system around money. So what you choose to do with it, do you feel you have to hang on to it? Do you feel it can only go for groceries because there's no more?
Mm.
Again, we need to drill down into that and look at that and say, why do I feel that there's no more? If this amount of money and abundance just came into me, why do I believe there's no more? And that's what we need to look at and do the work and do some journaling. I journal even now quite a lot because no matter where you're at and no matter how much wealth and how much money you have and whether you're where I was with two kids and on the bones of my backside and no money to my name, or whether you're where I'm at now, where you've created a financial base, or whether you are, just launching a business, whichever level you're at, to get to the next level, to get the next level of clients coming in, to get the next level of wealth coming in, to get the next level of profitability for your business, to get your first client or your 500th client, it takes the same mindset work. Okay, I'm working into those beliefs. And what are we choosing to believe, or what are we telling ourselves? Because that affects our energy, that affects our vibration, and that vibration needs to lift. Okay, that's why it's important that we clear these blocks out.
Yeah.
Because when we do,
I'd like
we
to
start to
ask some questions of some
yeah.
of the ladies. I'd like to really see some interaction and hear
Mm.
about your money mindset. What is the beliefs that you have from maybe from your parents or from your childhood? So I'd really like some of you ladies to just comment below and just tell us your money mindset or the issues that you're having, the real struggles that you're having, whether in your business or personal life, whether with growing the financial stability, consistency. Would love to see some of your comments here so we can actually address them as well. And do
Yeah.
do you actually use journaling every day on a daily basis in your business, in connecting with yourself and your intuitive self to really get the answers that you're looking for? Or do you simply get up in the morning and start working hard? So which one are you from the two?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Angela.
No, I'd love to hear from the ladies. I want to be able to help these ladies as much as possible while we're here.
Yes, so Lindsay, you have to work hard, otherwise you will never have the money. I think there's a pattern of this sort of mindset repeating, and I'm so glad as a first session and being more
Mm.
practical. And how can we change that mindset? How can we move past those barriers or blocks that we have created ourselves in some cases, and make
Mm.
it easier and more accessible, and go with the energy of money and financial freedom
Yeah.
for ourselves? So I'm really excited that we're having this session as a first session.
Yeah. So let's talk about that, because I think, for women, this is a common thread. I have to work hard, because we are conditioned to believe that to get ahead in this world, to have a successful business, to be able to create wealth, we have to work hard like men. And men are naturally, from the way they're made to thrive on a challenge and push themselves to the limit and, push right to the edge till they're totally exhausted, because men thrive on that kind of thing. For women, what happens when we engage that masculine energy is we start to burn ourselves out. We get really tired, we get exhausted, we start to feel really flat inside, we start to struggle emotionally, because the way women are made, we are made energetically different to men. So we are made to receive. So our secret sauce to creating wealth effortlessly is all around learning to work in flow with the universe. Because you see, as women, we're very intuitive. We know things before we know things. And we get inspiration coming through so often. And if we take note of that inspiration and take inspired action, we can actually create results in a millisecond of the time, sometimes that men can. Because men use their mindset, okay, and their minds to actually guide their actions. They put a plan in place and then they go for that plan. For us women, we have this unique ability to be intuitive. And when we bring that intuition into our business, into our ability to be able to create a business, create wealth, bring in clients, we can take inspired action, which can happen in a moment, and have multiplied results, many, many results. If you have an online business, it could be one inspired post on Facebook that brings you a handful of clients. It could be one inspired idea like this summit that suddenly propels things into a new level. It could be one inspired conversation that opens a door that suddenly releases abundance and wealth into your world. But whilst we are in the mindset of it has to be hard and I have to work hard, that's what we'll do, right? And we need to release that. We need to start changing that mindset that says, you know what, wealth is abundant. It is always there for me. An opportunity can come from anywhere. And for women, most often it comes from that intuition, that inspiration.
I love it. I think we are all capable of tuning into our intuition, and it's more powerful than we know. A lot of times we try and um, get answers from the common sense, but I think if we just really truly listen to our heart, I think that the answers are there. But it's
Yeah,
a growing muscle. You have to
yeah,
give it time and consistently work on hearing yourself and hearing your heart and your intuition, and trusting it as well.
yeah.
A lot of the times we choose to ignore it and go
Mm,
what sort of the common sense is saying, but the common sense doesn't
yeah.
necessarily give you the right answers of what your intuition is telling. So how can we tap into our intuition more in practical terms?
So tapping into your intuition, is all around getting into that quiet space within ourselves where we can actually listen. For the most part, women, we're trying to do everything all at once. We've got kids, we've got a business, we've got, stuff happening all around us all the time, and we're so busy. But it's about giving ourselves space to be able to take a moment and listen in to what our soul is telling us, because that inspired idea comes fleeting. Okay, it's not going to be written on the wall. It's a thought that flies into our mind and we go, oh, I should do that. And it's about learning to recognize those thoughts and actually write them down, because that inspired action brings with it the energy that you need to be able to match the vibration of the results that you want from that inspired thought. That's the key. So when we take a moment to actually write those down and trust and believe our intuition and its guidance, it's like a muscle. When we haven't done any exercise, our muscles are really weak, like mine right now. But as we start to exercise more a little bit every day, those muscles get stronger, it gets easier, it becomes natural. And tuning into your intuition is like that as well. The more you start to work that intuition muscle and listen to it and write things down, the easier it's going to be to recognize it. And the more you do that and take inspired action, the less you're going to be striving. Okay, and then we shift that balance from hard work to inspired action and multiplied results. It doesn't mean you don't do the work. You need to do the work on your mindset. You need to do the work on those thoughts. You need to do the work on your beliefs and what you believe around money. Otherwise, you will self-sabotage. Okay, every time you start to get somewhere and something happens, you'll wobble, you'll doubt, you'll feel afraid, and all those emotions that come up, you don't want to judge them. You don't want to get down on yourself. We don't want to do the negative self-talk. But what you want to do is observe those thoughts and go, that's interesting. I'm feeling afraid because of this, and journal it down. I'm feeling afraid because of this. And you'll find it will lead you to the place where you go, oh, because this is what I believe. And then it's about changing that and just choosing to believe something different. Breakthroughs can come in a moment. It's a choice we make, what we believe. And the minute we identify that mindset and then we change it, that's when it shifts energetically and things come.
So we have some comments. Angeli said, very true. The internal conflict we experience between our head and our heart.
That's exactly what it is. It's learning to be led by our heart, learning to listen to that intuition and that guidance as women, because then we are relaxing back into our feminine energy and we are learning to receive from the universe.
Yeah.
We are learning to open our hearts up to receiving abundance and receiving wealth and receiving opportunity rather than chasing after it. The thing with money is that when you chase it, it flees, right? That's the energy of money. You can't chase it and grab hold of it. You have to open yourself up to receiving it, match the vibration of money and opportunity, and then it comes effortlessly.
Amazing. I love it. I think other ladies are loving it too. And Hannah commented, there are certain times of the day when I'm more productive and more positive energy. This helps my helps to focus my day, knowing that you work best. I put my most important work at it and detail in at that time. So
So,
really using the most productive time of the day to do the most
yeah.
important work where you have the most positive energy.
Absolutely. And again, it's around taking that inspired action and learning to flow with what is natural for you. I'm not a morning person. I do my best work early in the morning.
Yeah.
And learning to work in with ourselves and learning to take that pressure off that says, I have to, or I should, or if I don't. We have all these rules on ourselves that have come from our parents or our environment or things people have said to us. So we have all these rules. We think, okay, I have to work 10 hours a day because hard work gets me wealth. It doesn't get you wealth. It gets you burnt out. What gets you wealth is learning to get back into flow with the universe. And for Hannah, if she knows the best time of the day that she's most productive, and she works into the mindset of that and understands that that belief is that I can get copious amounts of work done in a very short period of time and create 10 times as much wealth, that's what she'll do. And she'll do it naturally because that belief and that mindset is aligning with that outcome. Okay, and it attracts it in. And that's what we believe. And that's what happens. So you get to have whatever you want to happen. You get to have whatever you choose. You've just got to do the work, adjust the mindset. And it's, I want to mention one more thing, and that is there is a direct link between self-care and loving yourself and how much you can receive. And I hear this thrown around all the time in the coaching space. You have to love yourself. It's all about self-love. And people go, oh, okay, so I'll paint my nails. Or, oh, okay, so I'll run a bar.
Yeah.
But, not having a bar that's going to create all this opportunity. What is behind that is when you are loving yourself and when you are caring for yourself, you are learning to listen to yourself and give yourself what you need from a place of nurturing. Okay, and when we are nurturing ourselves, we are relaxed, we are taken care of, we feel supported, we feel so many of those positive things that then affects our mindset because it comes from our heart. When we feel supported, we're more relaxed. So therefore, we're more open to
the world as well. We bring the same energy out into the world, which for me becomes so much more powerful than that internal work really affects something else outside of us as well.
Because the opposite to that is hard work, striving, never having enough time, feeling exhausted, feeling burnt out, never having like we have time for us, never feeling like there's any money to go and have our hair done or have our nails done or go to a spa for the day or have that massage. And that's the energy that we are living in. And that is every single day creating beliefs in our mindset. And that's why self-care and self-love is so important, because it shifts that naturally and changes that, which affects our energy, which affects our beliefs and our openness to be able to receive. Because if we can't receive from ourselves, who are we going to receive from?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if we can't receive from one another as women to women and women in business, if we can't receive advice, if we can't receive support, if we can't receive finance or a gift, we're so used to giving out as women. We're so used to doing everything for everybody else and being supportive of them. Sometimes we find it really, really hard to receive, and if we find it hard to receive from a friend, we're going to find it hard to receive from the universe. And we're going to find it hard to receive effortlessly in business.
Yeah.
Okay? So learning to receive is important in the energy of money as giving.
Yeah. Thank you. I think this is so powerful, and I hope everyone can start using some of these tips and ideas in
Mm.
practical terms, and releasing some of these blocks and applying the right energy in
Yeah.
how we go about things, and um, the self care, and that's so important
Mm.
um, to make an impact. You know, if we want to give the world something, we first have to pour enough of that love into ourselves to be able to
Definitely.
share that. So I think it works in abundance.
Yeah, because we can only give out of what we have. You know, if our tank's empty and we're exhausted, we only have that level of energy to give to our business, to our clients. That's why taking care of ourselves is so important. You know, like the aeroplane analogy. You know, you want to fit your gas mask first, you know, and then put it on child, then take care of other people. We can only give out of what we actually have within. That's why making sure we are nurtured, cared for, supported,
Mm,
and supported in business is so important as well. You know, I think women for so long, we tend to do everything ourselves. We wear every hat for too long ourselves. We need to outsource as quickly as possible, you know, to feel supported to be able to expand in our businesses as well.
yeah. How do we know when we function from the feminine energy or the masculine energy? How
Mm,
do we identify that, oh, I'm working here, my
yeah,
feminine energy, and I'm attracting the right things, or here I am pushing
yeah,
too hard and working with my masculine energy?
yeah. Yeah, so here's what masculine energy looks like. And we all need to step into masculine energy at times in our businesses to get things done, to meet that deadline, to, you know, push that deal across the line, to get a copious amount of work done in one day. So here's what masculine energy looks like. It is pushing, it's striving, it's full of rules, have to, should, deadlines, challenges, push through, get it done. You know, that is masculine energy, right? You think of a caveman in caveman days where he would run out to the challenge, fight off animals, you know, slay the bear, bring it home for dinner, throw it on the fire. You know, that's masculine energy. You know, and as women, I think we all want that in our man, you know. And feminine energy looks like this: it's receiving, it's flowing, it's effortless, it's ease, it's grace, it's intuitive, it's responsive, it's responding, it's receiving. And you can probably feel the difference even when I'm outlining the different energies. Now, as women, especially if you're a single mum, we have to step in and manage both. Okay, so there are times when we do need to be in our masculine energy because all of us have both. We have masculine and feminine energy. So when we step into our masculine energy, we need to do it for a short period of time. Okay, otherwise, as women, just with our physiological makeup, if we stay in there for too long, we are burning adrenaline, and adrenaline affects the cortisol in our brain, and we start to burn out. Okay, that's where we get exhaustion, adrenal fatigue, and if that goes on too long, we end up with chronic fatigue syndrome. We're not designed to be giving out that flight or fight, you know, adrenaline all the time. So as women, when we stay in there for too long in that masculine energy, and when we spend our weeks and our days and our months in that energy of push, push, strive, we start to burn out. Okay, it's a physiological thing as well as an energetic thing. When we step out of that, so if we have 2 hours in our business and we need to go hard and we need to make deadlines, we need to get things done. And then once that's done, we step back out of that energy and
Yeah.
we go, okay, you know what, that's done. I've done the work. Now I relax and I allow the result of that work to come and flow to me. We're stepping back into faith. We're stepping back into abundance. We're stepping back into receiving. We're stepping back and, you know, you'll feel it, your body relaxes. So if you notice that your body is tense, that your shoulders are tense, that you're getting headaches, that you're getting stomach aches, that you're waking up at night, you're not sleeping restfully, you know that you've spent too long in that masculine energy, you need to take some time out. Go back to the self-care. Go back to the mindset work. do some journaling, go back to the belief that says, it is effortless and abundance comes to me naturally, because that's a natural flow of the universe. Does it make sense?
Yeah. Ladies, does it make sense? Can you relate to the two energies, and have you experienced being in that energy, either feminine or masculine, and do you recognize it now? Hi, Katrina. Also, we're having some lovely comments. We have 20 minutes to go. I'd like you ladies to start thinking about any questions that you want to ask. And I want to just ask you, Angela, a little bit more about the financial aspect of your business and building that financial freedom. From your experience, what are the tips that you could give to women to really build themselves the financial stability and freedom in their businesses or lives?
Yeah. So some of the foundations for building financial freedom when it comes to business is obviously getting the mindset right. But then asking yourself the questions when it comes to making decisions and expanding and growing your business, or the next step for you, or, outsourcing, or, how do I get to the next level? One of the key questions that you can ask yourself is, if I was already there at that next level, what would I be doing now? Okay, so if I already was a six-figure businesswoman a year, what decision would I be making? Because what you're doing is you are matching your energy and vibration just through thinking that way with being a six-figure businesswoman, right? And so you are effortlessly taking a quantum from where you are now and where your mind is at in your business to the mindset of a six-figure businesswoman, or a seven-figure businesswoman, or an eight-figure businesswoman. And I'm not there yet, so I'll tell you how it is when I get there.
You're a successful lady.
But when we're talking about quantum leaps and growth in business, one of the things that we can do quite easily is say, well, what decision would I make if I already was earning six figures?
Yeah.
What decision would I make if I already had the money? What decision would I make? Would I outsource this if I already had the money to do it? Because it's that mindset and action mixed with faith that actually creates those dynamics. And when it comes to decision making in our businesses and creating wealth, we want to check in with how we're feeling. Because as women, we're so connected naturally, and it's almost like we forget how connected we are. And when it comes to making decisions on should I do this or should I do that, one of the keys for me is I always check in with how I'm feeling. When I think about doing A, how do I feel in my body? Does my neck tense up? Does my stomach clench? Do I relax? What's my physical response? Because we are intuitively connected to what's right and the next thing for us. And then, okay, if I do B, which is the other option, how do I feel? And you'll feel a shift in the energy. You'll feel it inside. You go, you know what? I just feel that this is right. I can't always explain it. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to come together, but you know what? I know it's right. And the how is not your concern when it comes to money in the business. Now, I'm not saying you run up debt and you just make crazy decisions. I'm not saying that. Yeah. But when you are intuitively guided and you're looking at business decisions to create wealth, to go to the next level, to increase those clients, to increase that abundance, the question you want to ask yourself is, when this moment comes and when I'm intuitively finding I've got this urge or this inspiration, how does it feel to me in my body? Does it feel free? Does it feel expansive? Does it feel spacious? Does it feel effortless? Because if it does, that's inspired action. When we are creating our own choices in our business, or we just want something because we want it, even when it's not the right decision, but we want it, which is us women all over, it has a different energy to it. It has a different feel to it. It's that striving, that pushing. I know it's not right, but I want it, and I think it's going to work, and we're all up in our head. When we drop out of that into our heart, and we surrender our plans to the greater plans of the universe or to God or whatever you believe in, that's when, we can tap into that inspired action, and we know then what's the next thing for our business.
Love it. I love it. It's such a great advice. And I think too often we strive and we set in our minds that this is what we need to be doing, we should be doing,
Good.
not doing it enough in terms of taking a step back and seeing if it's the right feeling. Does it feel right within my energy, within my direction, and my purpose in life as well? I think we all have a purpose in life, and sometimes we not necessarily do things that are aligned with our purpose as well.
Yeah, and sometimes, we think the keys to our next level in our business or our next level of wealth or our next, whatever it is in our lives is what everybody else is doing. So we look at what everybody else is doing, and I have to do that to get that outcome. And, you need to free yourself from that, because your inspired action connects with your gifts, with your energy, with your purpose, with what work you are meant to be doing in the world. And that's not what anybody else is doing. You have unique gifts, you have a unique blueprint to your life. So the things that you are called to do in this world and achieve, and the people that you are called to connect with, and the gifts and the service that you are called to release into this world are going to be different to the next person. And so therefore the path to get to that outcome is going to be different for them as what it is to you. So we need to be careful of the mindset that says you have to do it this way. Or the gurus that teach there is only one way to do this, one way to get this in your business. There's only one, path to do this. There's not. There's a myriad of different ways you can get to the same outcome. And it's about finding what matches with your purpose, and the path and your blueprint. Because that's what carries that energy that brings freedom, and then you connect that with the energy of creating wealth and abundance, because it's your birthright. It is absolutely your birthright.
I love it. It's amazing. I think we're all destined for something in our lives, and something great with a bigger purpose than we know. And as I say, when you found your purpose in life, this is the happiest day of your life, because now you know what you're destined for. Why you're on this earth, whether to serve or whatever your purpose is in life. I think it's amazing. Hannah says, I find the inspired quantum leap I want to make are often expensive and not in line with my growth, and it's difficult to balance.
Okay. There's some different teachings around this, taking quantum leaps. Like, let's use a Chanel handbag as an example. Okay. When I was a single mum with 2 kids and just starting out in business, I could not afford a Chanel handbag, okay, or Louboutin shoes, or, trips around the world or anything like that. But my desire and my purpose in life, I absolutely believe that's where I was meant to be. Quantum leap doesn't necessarily mean that we leap from where I was, a single mum with 2 little kids and not a penny to my name, to suddenly I can buy Louboutin shoes or a Chanel handbag because, you know what, I can quantum leap, so I'm going to put it on my credit card. Okay, that's possibly not the greatest way to go about it, but quantum leaping means you're actually taking hold of something that you are connected to, that you know and believe is yours by birthright. And if you are feeling like something expensive and something that is out there is yours, that's because it is. So you need to lay hold of that in your mindset. You need to lay hold of it in your thought processes. You need to lay hold of it in the feelings that you have, because manifesting in your life or in your business is all about having that vision. So you are absolutely on track when you feel that that expensive item or it's for you. It absolutely is for you. And so what you do is you match the feeling with it. So you envision it and you close your eyes and you picture it and you feel it. And if it's a car, you see yourself in the car and you feel what it's going to be like, and you picture driving it down and picking up your friends, and you actually feel it, because it's that feeling that lifts your vibration when you're actually feeling it and creates a match for that. And that's how you quantum leap. You don't take hold of it before it's time. You match the vibration and it comes into your world. And that's how you quantum leap. So that gap between where you are right now and what you feel and know is absolutely for you. And I feel excited even when I'm talking about it, because I absolutely know it's for you. You bridge that gap by manifesting it. Not trying to reach too early, not trying to pull it in, not hocking yourself up in debt to have something just because you think it's for you. No, it comes to you when the time's right. Okay, so bridge the gap and keep working towards it. You know, and take steps. So that's, you know where you're going, you know where you want to be, you know, and you take the steps that are going to take you there. You know, so you hold that vision, you hold that plan, you hold that path, you know where you want to be, you know where you're going, you know where you're going, you know, and so you hold that, and every decision you make, it's okay, what is moving me towards that goal? What is taking me into that space? What is the next thing for me that takes me closer to that and creates opportunity for that to actually become reality in my world? Mm.
Amazing. I love it. I love your energy. I love just the way you really explain it and make it quite simple to understand in terms of using the right energies, and
Yeah.
everything is connected. And sometimes we forget that everything is connected with our
Mm.
energy and things that happens in our lives. Sometimes we attract, whether
Mm.
it's the right thing or the wrong thing. Sometimes
Yeah.
we attract it purely by not being intuitive or
Mm.
connected with our own selves enough to
Yeah.
recognize what we're attracting into our world. And I
Absolutely.
think finances is one of the things that we can attract with the right mindset and the right work.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be hard, you
It
know.
doesn't have to be hard, you know, it can be so easy and it can happen so quickly, and quantum leaps can come because all it takes is that shift, that energetic shift in our mindset. We all have these aha moments where we go, aha, I've got it, you know, and suddenly it clicks and we know something we didn't know before. And in that moment, everything changes. See, we can only build businesses according to our growth, where we're at, our capacity. So when people come and they say, you know what, I want to have a 7-figure business, and you know, that's great, but you've got to grow into a 7-figure woman. That's the reality. It's you're not going to have a 7-figure business when you're a 2-figure woman. You know, with a mindset and limited thinking and struggling with, you know, beliefs that we haven't shifted yet. As you grow, your business grows. As you expand, your business expands. As you open to more opportunity comes. And so when it's not happening, don't get upset at yourself. Don't get down on yourself. Don't say, I can't do this. Business isn't for me. It's all too hard. No, no, no. You've got this. You have absolutely got this. You need to just bring yourself back to that place of going, okay, I know 100% that this is for me. I absolutely know my purpose, where I'm going and what I'm called to. So therefore, lovingly look at where the blockages are. Okay, where am I blocking this? Where am I feeling unsafe? Where am I feeling afraid? Where am I feeling unworthy? Where am I feeling like I don't deserve this? I've moved into this beautiful home, right? We're building a house or buying another house. And so we sold our house. We've moved into this beautiful home in the city. And I wish I could take you on a little tour and show you, because it's a beautiful two-story in the city next to the parklands. But the truth is, when I moved in here, I manifested it, I worked for it, I created the wealth for it, I moved into it, and then I had a wobble. And it was where I moved in. When I actually received the very thing that I'd been believing for, this wobble. And I sat on the bed and spoke to my man and said, I'm feeling like I don't deserve it. What are people going to think? You know, this isn't me. I was a single mum with 2 kids. You know, all of this stuff started coming up, and I had to lovingly sit with it. And that's the key. I had to lovingly sit with those feelings, those emotions, those thoughts, because all they are is unprocessed stuff that I need to work deeper on. You see, you can shift beliefs. You can open yourself up to expansion. And when you get it, you can still have a wobble. And then you work into it on a deeper level, and it gets solid within you. And then you're ready for the next thing. And this is where sometimes if we quantum leap too fast, we self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Okay, and we actually, you know, some people go 2 steps forward, 1 step back, because it's about continually doing the work. You know,
It's
so if
like
you find you've got this cycle, that's why.
it's like new level of your life will require a
Yeah.
new version of you. So you really
Mm,
have to put in the
yeah.
effort to grow. And even when you achieve that success, give it to yourself that you've achieved it yourself. Be proud of yourself that it was your own working, it was your own vision that you managed to manifest into reality. And there you are. You know,
Yeah,
whether you're ready for it or not is there. So yeah,
absolutely. And that's why I think where celebrating it comes in as well. You know, we need to be celebrating ourselves. We need to be celebrating our breakthroughs and celebrating our achievements and our accomplishments. And, you know, I celebrate everything, you know, every breakthrough, every new thing, every, you know, thing that makes me feel happy or is another level or something I'm proud of myself for, I celebrate it. You know, I go out to dinner with my man, or I go to the spa, or I go and have a massage, or I do something, you know, because what it does is it changes our mindset and our thought patterns. Because when we are celebrating ourselves and when we have achieved something and we celebrate it, it reinforces reward to our mindset, you
yeah,
know. And then we move from struggling to, oh, this is amazing and I want to do more. And the energy is totally different. You
yeah.
know, so we can make it easy for ourselves, you know, along the journey by incorporating some of these little mindset things in there, because they do work. They're powerful.
Yeah. Well, Trisha's here. Trisha's saying hello. She's one of our speakers as well.
Yeah.
So Trisha will be coming on a little bit later on this afternoon after the next session. So the next session will be Susie Parker's on how to get visible with the media, and the session after that will have Trisha on creating your big talk. So we will have either half an hour break, or we can just natter away here for a little while and pick up some questions. We had some questions in Ask the Questions section. My apologies if I haven't seen it. So we'll stay on if you're okay to stay on for a little while, Angela.
Absolutely.
All right. I think it's such an important topic, and really helping all the ladies to open up for opportunities and work on their mindsets to open ourselves up for the financial freedom is so important. I think it's a perfect session to kick off the summit, and just inspire all the ladies for growth and the greatness that all of us have within us to achieve. So I'm super excited about this. So we have 2 questions in the question section. Um, it's coming from Christina. So Christina's saying, hello ladies, thank you for a live chat. Do you believe that wealth is achieved differently for women than for men?
That's a great question. I believe it can be. Yes. I believe that there are some men in this world that create it through hard work, through very, very long hours, through a lot of stress. You know, the rate of men's marriages breaking and, men having heart attacks is quite high when we look at, success levels. And as equally, though, I see it in women, but it manifests differently in women. It manifests in women as adrenal fatigue, burnout, anxiety, stuff like that. So I think for men and women, there is a better way of creating wealth, and that is through what we're talking about here with the mindset, understanding the spiritual laws of wealth. And actually, that was a gift that I have for everyone, the 26 Laws of Universal Wealth. It's an ebook that I put together, and it actually talks about those keys that you can use to create wealth effortlessly. It doesn't mean you don't do the work. It doesn't mean you don't put the hours in, but it's a different energy. And I think for women, we touched earlier on using your intuition as well. And I think we have some secret weapons as women that we can do business differently, and use to make it more effortless and with ease.
Absolutely. 100% believe it. We have that special magic. I personally know that I have something, but I couldn't really pinpoint what it was, but I knew there was a power that I had special to me. And whether it was feminine energy or whether it's law of attraction, but I knew that anything I take, I will be able to manifest it into something greater than me. It's beyond my energy is beyond me. So I truly believe that from years ago, and it's just knowing how to use it in the right way and manifest in the world. So I think it's great. And I think all of us have it.
Yeah, we do. And it's, again, it's that growth in believing in ourselves, and I often ask the question, but if you couldn't fail, if it wasn't possible for things to go wrong, if it wasn't possible for you to fail, what would you choose? And then we go, oh, if I just believe in myself, and it comes down to that.
Yeah. Okay, so we have one more question in the question and answer section.
Hey, love. Don't know if you can hear me. The sound's off. I think we're muted. Are we back? I can't hear anything. Hello? Oh, you can hear me, Susie? I'm not muted? Okay, awesome.
Can you hear me now? Is that any better?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, lovely.
Sorry about that. It's what happens is sometimes automatically it mutes me. it's like
get off.
Time to shut up. Sorry. Thanks, ladies, for triggering that and letting us know. So I was reading a question by Christina, and she's saying, I feel like if I haven't done my work for the day, I feel frustrated and get into a masculine energy with my children and my hubby. I hate that. Do you have any tips on not getting there? I think especially for women working from home, when we feel that we haven't achieved what we wanted to achieve, we kind of get frustrated with ourselves. How can we not feel like that or not let our frustrations out on our loved ones?
Yeah, that's a challenge because we are, as women, we are putting so much into our days and our expectations on ourselves are so high. So we have these expectations and beliefs that we should be able to do it all, be amazing with the children, never be frustrated, never lose it, and when husband comes home, we're there with open arms, hair done, makeup on.
The ideal world.
We don't wake up looking like this. So, when it comes to that, again, stepping back from that, and having a look at our beliefs around that, does it really have to be done? Does it really have to be done? Or are we putting excess pressure on ourselves that says we have to do, 25 jobs today or 25 tasks today because we have this belief and expectation that that's what perfection is, or that's what a good wife does, or that's what, a businesswoman should be able to do. And we should be able to juggle it with kids and everything else. And I think sometimes we need to take the pressure off of ourselves and say, you know what? It didn't get done today, and that's okay. Because what's most important is not my to-do list. What's most important is me, my energy, where I'm at, and my relationship with my children and my relationship with my man. That's the most important thing. My mum always used to say, and my mum is 76 now, 78. And she always said to me, Angela, this dust will still be there tomorrow. Yeah, okay, it will. And sometimes in business we do have to get things done. And sometimes we have to say to our man, listen, can you have the kids? Because I have got this that does need to be done. And can we work in team? Yeah. Or sometimes it means we have to be up late at night. I know when my kids were little, I'd pick them up from school and, do homework. Then it would be dinner and baths and bed. And then I'd sit down and start work till 1, 2 in the morning. There were times when it had to be done. There were also times when it didn't need to be done and it was okay for it to be left to the next day, or it was okay to say, you know what, that's actually not a priority. Not everything is urgent. Some things are important, but not everything is urgent. And sometimes we buy into this belief that everything is urgent and everything needs to be done, and it's not the case. You need to look at it and say, okay, does this really need to be done? Because I've got till 3 o'clock till I pick up the kids. What needs to be done? What can wait? And you know what? What can I outsource to somebody else or get some help with as well?
Yeah, I think we have that at home as well. And my partner asks me, is this urgent or can it wait till tomorrow? Especially if I'm having quality time and I check my phone, messages, emails. He says, does it have to be done now? And I totally appreciate that. Your family, your kids, and your partner needs the same attention that your business needs. But you have to be able to separate or allocate the time that's set for that. You have your quality time with yourself, you have quality time with your business and your partner and your kids, which somehow as a woman we have to find a way of balancing it. But it shouldn't frustrate you.
Yeah. It's not an easy thing. I mean, I had 2 kids. I was a single mom. There was a lot of pressure. There was everything always needed to be done. And I felt like I was on this guinea pig wheel and could just never get ahead of anything, But the reality is, when we take a step back and we kick into that feminine energy of inspired action again, we intuitively know what needs to be done and what can wait. And then we can actually do that without the wrestle of our minds saying you have to do everything. We've got 50 things and they're all urgent, when in reality, they're not. We know, okay, if I can only do 3, what is it? And we know what they are. And somehow, when we trust that, everything else gets done anyway, just without the striving.
Ladies, any more questions that you would like to ask Angela? And Angela, if ladies want to get their hands on the laws of attraction, is it laws of attraction or?
It's the 27 Universal Wealth. Yeah, it's an ebook that I've compiled all about, how we energetically, raise our vibration and the things that we need to understand that these are the laws of creating wealth. And when we work in flow with them, it becomes easy. So we just need to learn what they are. So yeah, I've created this little ebook that you guys can download free of charge. And how do you want me to do that, Ray? Do you want me to put the link in the comments or?
Yes, please, if you can, just drop a link in the comments, and the ladies can just access it there, and it will be available on a replay. So if you're watching on a replay, you'll also be able to access that.
Yeah.
So how are you enjoying this, ladies? How is our first session of our summit? Let us know. We want to hear it. Want to hear it back. Has this session expanded your mind, expanded your thinking, and inspired you to take action with feminine energy, being driven by your natural and feminine energy, as opposed to driving things forward and striving and burning ourselves out in the process. Thank you, Lindsay. So the link is there. Hi, Christina. Thank you. We have quite a few ladies tuning in from everywhere, and I see more ladies tuning in. I think the USA is awake now. Apologies about the sounds outside. I have ambulance around the corner from my house. So I'm sure we'll hear it throughout the day a little bit. Yeah, my apologies. Any last bits of advice that you want to give to the ladies here today, Angela?
I think the best piece of advice is, learn to enjoy every stage of your journey, and don't be so hard on yourself. Learn to treat yourself with such love and kindness, and, just embrace every aspect of you, and, and the journey becomes easier.
That's the best advice that you could give it to anyone. Just loving ourselves.
Yeah,
that's where it all starts. As I say, you can't love yourself or other people well. So it really starts with our own self-care and appreciating the journey, because sometimes we never know when the end goal or the success will come. So we have to be able to enjoy the journey as we go and to learn and progress. For me, striving for progress, but also learning along the way is such an important part. Not every bit that I've taken on succeeded, but I've learned a lot, and I appreciate that journey, regardless whether it resulted to the success that I wanted it to be or not. And if I had a different mindset about it, I would be devastated. But the fact that I've taken a different perspective of it has made I've learned a lesson and applied it to my next business.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, ladies, we will take a short break. We will be back at 11:30 with Susie Parker talking about how to generate media coverage and publicity for your business. She's got a fantastic session lined up for you. Grab a drink, grab yourself a break. I need to stretch my back. Yes, the day before I ordered a new chair because my chair started to become so uncomfortable. But it hasn't arrived, so I am still sitting on my old chair. So I need to get my back. But I'm so thrilled to have you. Thank you so much, Angela.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me. It's been wonderful.
Yeah, it's been a perfect way to kick off the summit, and the replay will be available for everyone to watch. So the ladies that didn't get to catch it live will be watching this on the replay. And really amazing and inspiring advice that you have shared today. I really appreciate your time and your input for the summit. Thank you, Angela. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, ladies, for being here. It's just been wonderful.
Yeah, amazing. So, ladies, stick around. You can keep your browser on this link. We will be back in roughly 15 minutes, so take yourself a break. And yeah, really thank you for being here, and we will be back shortly. So in about 15 minutes, this page will refresh itself and we will be going live with Susie Parker's. Okay, thank you. See you.
Right.
Thanks, Angela.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.